Just give me a sec, honey. Let me.
Say that to me. Do yourself a favor. Don't share that with somebody else.
Test, test. Okay. Can we get a little volume on the music? All right, good morning. Morning. Can you guys hear me in the back? I feel like it's a little less voice, a little more music. It's better. All right. Can you hear me in the back? Yeah? Okay. You have music too in the back? All right. Are we ready? Some of you look ready. Yeah? How lucky are we? We got a little chill in the air. Future yogi right there. Shabbat shalom, my friends. Across the street, Shabbat shalom. Welcome in, everybody. Let's get on our feet. Sorry, I heard that. All right, so we're going to get on our feet. We're going to move to the back of the mat, and we're going to open our feet wide. What? And then just take a deep breath in and reach up to the sky, the beautiful sky. Hook your thumbs together, spread your fingers apart. Let's push the legs back and just lift the chest. Lift the rib cage. That's it. And then just slowly let the arms open and fold all the way over. Let your head down. That's it. Let the head down. You might notice that there's some sensations in the body, some stiffness, so just kind of be with it. Maybe turn your heels out slightly so your feet are kind of straight. Yeah. Make sure the feet are wide, like all the way out to the edges of the mat. Not hip distance, but wider than your hips. Yeah, yeah. There we go. And then bend the right knee. Stretch the left leg a little more. Just going to start to feel a little bit. Yeah. And stay in that forward fold, head down. Maybe even put your fingers on the floor a little in front of your feet. And then go ahead and bend the left leg. Stretch the right one. Just be generous with yourself. Be nice. Yep. And then we'll come back to the center. Bend both knees. Tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, and please pull your belly into your spine and start to rise up. As your chin is tucking, you'll feel the spine stack, and then you lift your head high and roll your shoulders back. Good. Inhale, reach both arms. This time we're going to drop the right arm down by the right side. I'll go with you on this side. You're right. And then stretch over to the right. Feel your right arm reaching down, your left arm reaching up. Just kind of feel the duality of that, double actions. You can literally reach down towards your knee and up toward the sky. Yep. And then take the right arm all the way out and up, rising to the center and switch. Just be nice and gentle. Feel the reaching down, feel the reaching up, just kind of like moving your body, stretching. It's a little chilly, so I don't want to go like too much, too fast. I'm just going to start to use the bigger muscles, the larger joints. That's it. And then we'll float the left arm all the way out and up as you rise back to center. Welcome back. And then bring your hands to the heart. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Fold all the way over. We're going to lift halfway on the inhale and then walk your hands forward into plank pose. So we walk into plank. Here's where we can start to generate a little bit of heat. The hands push down and in. The toes kind of dig into the mat. They're like they're trying to spread the mat apart. That'll help you keep your legs active. And we really need those legs active. Large muscles help bring heat in the body. That's it. Keep your head up. Some of you are letting the head hang and the head's heavy, right? Yeah, take a deep breath here. And then we're going to lower to the belly. You can put your knees down before you lower, or you can do double push-ups if you want to. I see you, Jonathan. Inhale. Cobra pose. Gentle back bend. Good. Exhale, release your chest. Tuck your toes and go to downward facing dog. All the way up and back. All right, let the right leg rise up behind you. And with all of that lifting energy of that leg, sink into the left heel. So I want you to imagine your toes can touch the sky, reaching up, 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 up through the toes. So one leg is lengthening up and the other one is lengthening down. You might start to feel that stretch in the inner thighs, the inseams of the legs. Pull that leg up, 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 and the other one sinks down, down, down. That's it. And then come forward. Let's go ahead and step the right foot forward to the hands. Come on up for high crescent lunge. Both arms sweep up over the head. This is good. So I'm going to challenge your balance a little bit here. Let's go ahead and straighten the front leg and then bring our hands onto our hips. Remain high on the back toes. And if you would, just give me a little half fold forward. A little bit of hamstring work on the right leg, yeah? Do you feel that? Make sure the front knee is straight. Front knee is straight. Back heel is lifted. Yeah, a little challenging. A little bit of that wobble, you know? Good. And then lift your head and chest back up. Take a deep breath. We'll reach our arms and bend back into the front knee. Just reestablish your lunge. And then we'll take a flow. Hands come down to the earth. Step back lightly. And then lower slowly. Inhaling through your back bend, gentle cobra, and then downward facing dog. All right, left leg is going to go up. It's not a race. Take it up nice and slow, and as it reaches high, the right one sinks low. So I want you to actually feel the lift and the sink, right? Like both legs working in opposite directions. Point your toes up toward the sky. Reach with as long as possible. Imagine there was something up there that you had to touch. So reach with the toes. Some of you are pushing your heel out. Point the toes out, up to the sky. And then sink, sink, sink into that right heel. Yeah, you can put it down. One more breath. And then we'll look forward. I lost my mic. All right, so we step forward into high crescent. It's because when it's behind this, it's fine. All right. And so we're going to challenge our balance again, bringing the hands to the hips and then straightening that front knee. With the hands on the hips, we slowly begin to fold halfway forward. There's like a focus here that is really, really beautiful. It brings you into present time. You gotta work with your back toes. You gotta keep that front leg straight. Keep drawing the heart forward. Maybe squeeze your elbows back. Get your upper back a little bit more muscle tone. Feel the belly draw into the spine. Simple things, but when we balance the actions, we can actually remain in the pose and have it feel kind of steady and effortless. And then lift your head and chest back up. As your arms rise, bend into the front knee. Reestablish your lunge. Take a breath. On your exhale, hands to the floor. Step back lightly, lower, slowly. Moving and grooving, right? Breathing through the back bend and exhaling as you go to downward facing dog. All right. Let's take a deep breath here, a big one, and then open your mouth and let out a little sound, a little sigh. I think it's because the antennas couldn't read me through that thing when I got behind it. Okay. All right. Push back just a little, and then go ahead and walk your hands back to your feet. Good. Bend your knees, sink your hips. We're going to reach the arms forward for half chair pose. Just bring in a little more heat into those legs. So the hips are reaching back and the arms are reaching forward. See if you can get your body parallel to the ground. Get the chest down. Look out toward the front edge of your mat. So see if we can get that head down. Yep, chest down. Good. Pull the hands together and then right into the heart center, like we always do. Right elbow inside right knee. Take a gentle twist to your left. At any point, you could exalt your arms. There's also a half bind available, which would mean left arm wrapping behind your back. And then the left leg straightens. So think about it. Right elbow inside right knee. Not a cross body. Right in here. Yeah, a little bit easier, a little space. Yeah. But you can twist more. Push the arm into the knee, push the knee into the arm, and then open up that left chest. Try straightening out the left leg. There it is. Take another breath. And as you exhale, just let it all go. Eyes down, hands down. Take a deep breath in, let out that little sigh, that and then the knees bend again. We reestablish that half chair. Lots of people still coming in. Hands together, pull them into the heart. Left elbow inside the left knee. Create that little lock. It's a beautiful thing to feel the knee press into the arm into the knee. Yep, inside. You can exalt the arms, you can half bind. All of it's optional, whatever would make you feel the best here. And then right leg begins to straighten. Keep the collarbones wide. Draw the head back. If it feels like your chin is coming toward your chest, draw the crown of your head out toward the center of your mat. That's it. So enjoy another breath here. And then just look down, release the right arm. Let's soften both knees. And one more time, roll it up. Just do it like a rag doll. Just like come on up slowly, restack, reorganize. That's it. And then here we are. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Just fold right in. Good. Lift halfway on the inhale. And again, we'll walk forward into plank. So we walk into that upper push-up position, lower down nice and slow onto the belly. Inhaling into cobra, which is a gentle back bend. And then exhale right back into downward facing dog. I like how you're moving today. Really, really nice. All right. Go ahead and lift the right leg up behind you again. This time, stack the right hip on top of the left hip. You could even bend your right knee if you wanted to and let your foot feel like it's hanging behind you. So the knee is reaching high to the sky. Keep the weight even in both hands. And then just feel how as you're lifting high through the right knee, you can also be sinking down into the left heel, creating that inseam stretch, that little bit of space, and that congruency and balanced action. Nice. Now we're going to come forward into plank and squeeze that knee to the belly. Look forward, come forward, squeeze the knee to the belly and breathe. I know if you hold your breath, this is really hard to do. Okay, one leg down dog again. Leg goes up and back. And then step through again for high crescent lunge. We step forward, the arms sweep up high to the sky. Woo! Yeah. And then please turn open to your left for warrior two. Yeah, getting right into it. I want you to feel that opening. I don't know how that happened. Just switch your feet. Yep, there you go. So in warrior two, we want to focus a little bit on building some heat in the right hip. Draw the tailbone down. Don't be afraid to bend your right knee and maybe encourage it to open a little bit more toward the pinky toe. Sometimes the knee comes in toward the big toe. We want to kind of keep the inseam of that leg open. We're not going to stay too long here. Now if you would, put your hands on your hips, straighten your front leg. Good, just turn your right toes in and then take a forward fold. Nice, let the head down. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Let's get on the fingertips to a flat back. So fingertips are on the floor. And the fingertips are helping support the chest. Push the fingers into the ground, lift the chest out even more. And then bend your right knee and stretch the inseam of your left leg. Nice. So just kind of feel how you can lengthen in that inseam of the leg. Yeah. And then return to center. Take a deep breath. And start walking your hands to the front of the mat. Turn your feet as you do. And then step back into plank. We step into plank and then lower slowly, moving through that vinyasa. Inhale, cobra. And exhale right back into downward facing dog. So just like the other side, the left leg will rise, and this time we stack the left hip on top of the right hip. Go ahead and bend the knee. Start pulling the knee up toward the sky. Knee up high, hip stack. That's it, beautiful. Keep the weight even in both hands. Match the weight evenly. And then remember to sink your right heel down, right? So we want to make sure there's a good solid foundation. And then a little challenge moment, a little heat moment. Come forward to plank, squeeze the knee to the belly. And remember not to drop your head, right? We talked about that earlier. Keep looking forward as you squeeze the belly in. And then when you're ready, one leg down dog. That's preparation for our high crescent lunge. You're going to step the left foot forward and rise up. Arms reach high to the sky. Yeah, and then we turn open to the right for warrior two again, just touching it. I like it. So I want to make sure we feel our feet on the ground, that our arms are open wide. There's a beautiful outer form, and then we start to refine it. The front knee is going to bend a little bit deeper and maybe open a touch. And just kind of play with that idea that you could actually build a little heat in the left hip. That's it. I love it. Hold your head high, but look at the middle finger of your left hand. There's a focus here. And then we'll just bring our hands to our hips, straighten the left leg, and then turn the left toes in and take a forward fold. So we fold all the way over, just resting for a moment. And then get your fingertips on the ground. And then lift the chest and lengthen your spine. I want you to feel the core engage. Go ahead, pull the belly in, pull the ribs in. And then we bend the left knee. As the left knee bends, the inseam of the right leg starts to lengthen. Keep your head up, keep your chest up. That's it. And if you keep that right foot on the ground, you really can start to feel the length on the inside of that leg. So good. We're breathing and we're just exploring and feeling, right? And then you just simply straighten that leg. And when you're ready, we walk our hands to the front of the mat, pivot the feet forward, step back into plank and lower. Good. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. I'm starting to see some of those. And then belly in as you push back, downward facing dog. Breath is steady. We'll take one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, look forward. Let's walk our feet right up to the top of the mat. Bringing the feet together, I think this might be the first real Tadasana. Lift halfway and then exhale, fold. And then rise all the way up to standing, reaching the arms up high to the sky. And then pull your hands right into your heart. Stand for a moment, feeling all 10 toes on the ground, and then center your weight over your heels. See if you can lift the crown of your head a little higher. That's it. So inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Let's go to plank and lower. Good. Inhale for cobra. I'm so happy I can. You find your way back to downward facing dog. Nice work. Head hangs low, hips rise high. Give a little push through your arms. And then right foot steps up, left foot turns in. Warrior one. Veer one. Chest plate forward, arms reaching high to the sky. Take a moment again, just like we did in our Warrior 2, we want to refine the work. Build the outer form, because that's obvious, and then go to work on what's happening internally. Use your mind, use your consciousness and your awareness to refine your work. You want to make sure that back heel is down, the back leg is really strong, and it's turning inward gently. Try not to sink. If the arch of the back foot collapses, the back leg collapses. So you got to really stay lifted in the arch and the ankle. I like it. Bring the left side of your body a little bit more forward. And then reach up, take a breath. Let's stay right here, but take the arms down and behind the back. Inhale, lift the chest. Let's look up to that beautiful sky. And then exhale, fold all the way low. Humble warrior. Drawing the head down, turn the gaze to the back foot, check your form. See if you can get the arch of the back foot to lift, the ankle bone to lift a little. Yeah, and then turn that leg in a little bit more. Let's root through the right heel and start to rise. Take your time, come up slow. Good. Inhale, arms reach. And then exhale, flow. One big group at a time. We're moving through our muscles. Find your way to downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths. Focusing on the rhythm of the breath. Slow and steady movement. All right, left foot steps up, right foot turns flat. Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1 pose. Ground the back foot. You can feel the pinky toe edge of that right foot working on the mat. And then there's a lot to do. Like we create this outer form, but then we don't just sit there, right? In yoga, we are not waiting for instructions. Each and every one of us is our own greatest teacher. Each and every one of us has a wealth of information from every practice we have ever done. So what's happening right now in your practice? Like, can you expand the pose a little bit more? Can you ground the pose a little bit better? Can those two things work together? I think the chest plate could come a little more forward. The right side of the body could come forward. It couldn't come forward a few breaths ago because the psoas was stubborn. But as you breathe here and as you hold here, that hip flexor on the right starts to lengthen. So then you can start to work with it. Maybe you come even a little more forward, right side of the body, the ribs, the shoulder. You got it. Take another breath and then drop your arms, clasp your hands with the other index in front. Take a deep breath, looking up to that beautiful sky, and then start to fold humbly. Keep your hips square, bow your head. Maybe we can adjust the left hip back and the right hip forward. There's a feeling of integration, of squeezing a little bit on the hips. And there's a little pressure to keep that back heel down, right? So we're looking at the back foot, and then we're going to start to shift our attention to driving down some energy in the left heel so you can lift your head and you can start to rise up with a sense of integration. one more breath. Reestablish warrior one, just touch it. And then exhale, take your flow. Hands down, step back and lower. Inhaling through a beautiful back bend. Use your upper back a little bit. Soften your glutes a tiny bit. And then take it into downward facing dog. All right, we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. As you walk your hands back, widen the foot stance a little bit and bend your knees deeply. We're coming into a little squat, all the way squat, yeah. And so that might mean that you have to open the feet a little wider. It might mean that you have to lift your heels up. Some of our ankles don't bend that way, right? It's okay. And so we're either on the toes or we're in wide feet flat, and then lift your head and chest up. I want you to wedge your elbows inside your knees, and I want you to take your elbows and push out gently, right? So pushing out gently, and at the same time squeeze your knees into your elbows. I want you to feel that push-pull. And then we do that to a degree that's like you don't really feel either one happening. You don't really feel like they're fighting each other. They are actually meeting and merging into one action. That's it. And then nice and easy, just put your hands on the ground, start to straighten your legs and straighten your feet. Let your head down for a moment. All right, we're going to roll up one more time like the rag doll. Come on up slow, feel the work inside your core, and then inhale, both arms reach. Good, exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Let's walk it out into plank. Good, lower down nice and slow. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And then right back into downward facing dog. Your form is really beautiful today. I like that I've taken a little bit slower pace because I feel like there's a mindfulness happening today that sometimes we lose when we move a little more quickly. Push back a little bit through the outer heels. Make your legs feel alive. All right. I want you to come up high on your toes and then float your knees over the mat. We call it floating table. So the knees come down and forward, but they don't touch. Shoulders come over the wrists. So you got to come forward a little bit. Yeah, we hover there. I know that we don't love that, but we're going to stay for a minute because it is a little chilly and I want to make sure that we're keeping the fire burning. So pull the belly button and the ribs in toward the spine. Take 2 more breaths. Okay. And then when you're done with that second breath, the knees go to the mat. Let's go ahead and walk the hands back to... No, I don't want to do that yet. Stay right where you are. Stay right where you are. Extend your right leg to the back of the mat. Just the right leg. Tuck the toes back behind you. I want you to feel the leg really straight and the toes kind of gripping on the mat. And then see if you can pull the belly into the spine because some of us lost that core integration. And then take your left arm forward. Okay, now start floating the right leg up behind you. See if you can get them to the same height. Sometimes when we start lifting the back leg, the first thing that you do is start bending the knee, but I want you to get that feeling of how your leg felt when it was on the ground and the toes were tucked. So sometimes you gotta straighten the knee. Think about it. How do you engage the quadricep and extend the hamstring here? Straight. So it's back, not up. Yeah, how's that feel? A little stronger, right? Lengthen back. There you go. All right. Let's pull the knee into the belly. Pull the elbow into the knee. Squeeze tight. Tight, tight, tight. Belly in. Squeeze a little more because you can. And then extend it back out. Hold it long. And then we're going to put the fingers down and the toes down, but we're going to keep the legs and the arms straight. So go ahead, lower them down and then pick them back up. So here we are. We're going to just touch down and lift up. And then touch down and lift up. Touch down and then lift up. Good. And then keep your leg in the air. Put your hand back onto the mat and squeeze your knee into the belly. Just knee into belly. And if you would, just extend it out to the side now. Lift the knee high. Take it out. We've been working with the inseam. And once your knee is up, can you straighten your leg out to the side? That's it. Hold it up there for just a moment. Feel the strength in the outer hip. And then slowly, slowly put it down right there out on the side. Walk your hands back to your knees. This is where I was thinking before. Inhale, both arms reach. Gate pose. We open the arms out like a T. Right arm goes to right leg, and we take a little side stretch. Beautiful. Now we're reaching down with the right arm, reaching up with the left. See if you can create a little more lift out of the belly, out of the chest. Maybe even look up toward your fingers. That's it. And then we're going to take kind of a big move all the way over to the left. Left hand goes all the way down to the floor. Get some weight on the left hand and then float your right leg up. And you can keep your your right arm straight up high to the sky, or even take the bicep over the ear. That's a little more challenging. Now bend the right leg behind you. Reach back with your right hand and see if you can make a bind. Play a little bit with the back bend here. Kick the knee back, kick the foot back. Let the chest open just a little bit. So good. Let the head go back a little more. Don't be afraid of the space behind you. Come on, Deb, head back for me. There it is. And then release the bind with some grace. Extend your right leg back out, put it on the ground, and then rise back up to the center. Beautiful. Hands are going to come forward. Let's plant them both on the floor. You're going to pick up the right leg and pull it in, and then just take child's pose for a moment. Do a wide leg for me. Toes together, knees apart. Let your head down. So again, we find ourselves with the inseams of the legs open. Take the knees as wide as the mat. Like, give yourself some space in there. Let the body fall between the legs. And then we're going to come up onto our hands and knees. Reestablish our tabletop. Take the left leg back. Just tuck the toes. Keep your foot on the ground for a moment and notice how straight you can make your leg. Notice the feeling of the quadriceps toning the front of the leg and opening the back of the knee, right? You can feel that sensation. Now, just because the last time I feel like we weren't able to keep that, leave your hands on the floor, but just pick up those toes. Pick up the left toes. Can you keep your leg just like that? Yeah, I think we got it better this time. And then go ahead and see if you can take your right arm forward. And so the idea here is that we're lengthening out. We're reaching and extending long. It's not about how high you go. You work from the glute if you want to get height. You work from the back of the shoulder if you want to get height. You don't bend the elbow or the knee to get it. Yeah, there's a fierceness. There's a muscle-hugging bone kind of thing going on. You guys get that? Now keep them straight, but let's lower them down. Touch the toes, touch the finger, and then come back up. Each time, maybe you can come up a little higher. It's slow and controlled and deliberate, and it's full of muscle tone and strength and balance. Yeah, paying attention a couple times. And then we'll keep the hand on the floor, but keep the leg lifted. Squeeze your knee into your belly. Oh, I forgot to squeeze both. Oh, squeeze both. Go ahead. Yeah, I would have totally skipped over that one. I know you can squeeze a little tighter. Give it a little something extra. Yep, and then put the hand down. And then take that leg all the way out to the side. Lift it. You can start with the knee bent and then extend it. It's a process. Pushing through the heel. And then eventually putting that foot down to the left. Make sure the sole of your foot grounds, and then walk your hands back to your right knee and stand up tall. If you have to double your mat here, you can. Sometimes you're on the concrete and you can feel it through the mat. The knees can be sensitive. You can just fold your mat in. The arms reach high to the sky. And then we go to the left side. Left arm down to the left leg and take a beautiful stretch over to the left. Right arm reaching. Look for the double actions. One arm is reaching down the leg, the other one's reaching high to touch the sky, creating nothing but space in your body. Refining the outer form, right? You can feel it. As the breaths go by, as the moments pass, the body changes. So just pay attention. Maybe take the gaze up, drop the head back a little bit. Yeah. Now holding from the core, make a beautiful transition gracefully over to the right side. Right hand touches down on the ground. Left arm goes up, and then we pick up the left leg. Be careful of your neighbor. Once your leg is off the ground, maybe you take the bicep over the ear. If that doesn't feel good, you don't have to hold that. And then we're going to make that bind. Bending the left knee, reaching back with the left hand. Grab a hold of your foot. Let's see if we can get a little back bend going here. There's a beautiful ability to expand your spine a little bit here. Keep the knee lifted. There's a little stretch there in the inseams of your legs. Breathing. And then without boomeranging, right, without like slingshotting, let's just like release that foot, extend it back out, ground it onto the mat, and then rise back up. Good. Both hands come down and forward, touch the floor. And then pull that left knee in, feet together, knees wide, child's pose. All right. As you melt your heart in between the knees, let your head touch down. And just flush a little bit of breath through your body. We'll take one more. And then come back into your tabletop pose. Tuck your toes, lift your knees. Let's hover there for just a moment. Feel all the integrations, feel the muscles organizing, and then open up into the best down dog of your whole practice. Yeah, just start to feel your arms strong, your legs long, spine cascading down, head heavy, hips high. Just make a little space in the body. Let's take one more breath here. And on the exhale, please step your right foot up to your right hand. Rise into high crescent lunge, and then we'll turn open to the left for warrior two. So retouching warrior two, we're going to make it a little bit deeper. And I think we can now, because we really keep coming into the groins. We keep opening up the inseams of the legs. The back leg is really straight here. It's fierce. And the front knee is open. The hip is charging. Chest is open wide. Let's drop the left arm down, reach the right arm up, reverse the warrior. As you reverse the warrior, remember that it's not all up action. We got to keep the front knee bent and open. Can we look up toward the fingers? Now we've been doing a lot of reaching up, reaching down. Let's see if we can take the right bicep a little closer to the ear. Reach further toward the space behind the spine, actually not arching, but lateral extension. And then take your right hand and reach towards your left knee. No, take your left hand and reach towards your right knee. Thank you. That makes so much more sense. Okay. Yeah, do you feel the push and the pull? Yeah, reach and extend out of your waistline, pull up from the pelvic floor, and then come back to warrior two. Oh, let's straighten the front leg. Clasp your hands behind your back. Come into triangle with no hands. Triangle, no hands. Yeah, collarbones open wide, both legs straight. Turn your chest up toward the sky. Think about that. Turn your chest up toward the sky. Yeah, some of you are turning down. We're not turning down. We're opening the chest, so you're facing sideways. If your chest is facing the front of your mat, turn your left shoulder back. Use your arms to pull back. Head back, tailbone down. Now exalt your arms. Right arm goes down, left arm goes up. Beautiful. We're going to press a little bit extra through our feet and rise back up to warrior two. Nicely done. Straighten your front leg. Turn your right toes in. Hands go to your hips. Inhale, extend your spine. And then exhale, forward fold. Now we're going to move our hands to our heart, right? We're going to come into prayer position, Namaskarasana. Hands onto the prayer position and lift the chest up. Really, really nice. And then please bend your right knee. Again, we're working in the inseam of the left leg. Head and chest are lifted. No hands on the floor this time. Be aware, sometimes the belly and the ribs fall out. See if you can pull them in a little bit so it doesn't feel like your sit bones are flaring or your tailbone is lifted. You kind of feel, yeah, there you go. I was speaking to you, my friend. You got it. It was perfect. Yeah. So we never want to exploit our flexibility. We want to stay in a place of balanced action. Go ahead, see if you can go in a little deeper. Now reach both hands down to the right ankle. See if you can come in a little deeper and then turn your left toes up into Skandasana. Yep. Left toes turn up. We go a little deeper into the right knee. And then, of course, here we can exalt our arms. Keep the arm on the inside of the knee. Right? Keep the right arm inside the right knee and open the left arm high to the sky. See if you can get that little push-pull going with the knee. See if you can get the chest to open a little wider. That's it. And then the eyes go down, the hands go down. We'll walk our hands to center, ground the left foot, lift the hips. Nice. Hands come onto the hips. And inhale, rise all the way up. Good. Let's turn our feet to face forward, and with as much grace as you can, just step your feet together at the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the in-breath. Let's go to plank and lower on the out-breath. Kind of move through that. Back into a neutral position, cobra on the inhale, downward facing dog on the exhale. How about a clearing breath? A big inhale and then, I didn't even hear that. Come on, deep breath in, make a little sound. Don't be afraid of your voice. Yeah, there you are. Left foot steps up, stay on the right toes. When you come up, it's high crescent for just a moment, and then it's warrior two, turning to the right. Right, left leg is forward, warrior two. And there's an opportunity to go a little here to make it a little richer, right? You can feel your footprints, really feel your footprints on the ground, and then start to micro move a little bit in the legs. See if you can get the left knee to open a little. Maybe you can make the right leg a little straighter, and then start lifting up out of that. Lift the chest, broaden the hands. There's a little lift under the arms, right? There's space under you. Yeah. And then we're going to reverse the warrior. Go for it. Right arm down, left arm up. And I see it very, very often that when we do that reach up, we come out of the front leg unknowingly. So here's your reminder to bend the front knee and come back down. Now we're going to make a real effort to really reach up with the left arm, reach down with the right. So you can feel that double action. And then let the right arm cross in front of your hips and reach toward your front knee. One up, one down, cross body. But don't let it turn you forward. You're still facing the side. And then we take the arms back into warrior two. Let's straighten the front leg, drop the arms behind, interlacing with the other index in front. And then it's triangle pose with the arms back. The chest open. So it's not the chest turning down toward the floor. Your chest is turned open to the right. Your arms are pulling back. So if you're looking down, you're looking the wrong way. Look up toward the sky. There we go. Tailbone down, chest open. I still see a lot of you turning down. Open, open, hips forward, head back. Yeah, now exalt the arms. You'll feel your triangle. Beautiful, make space. Reground into the feet. And nice and slow, we come back up to standing. All right. Turn the left toes in. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, extend your spine. And then exhale, fold right in. Let your head down. Our hands are going to come to heart center, and now we rely on our core. Lift the head and chest a little bit. And then left knee bends. We get into left knee is the front knee. We get into the right leg. We're going to stay there for a minute. The foot is still grounded. And this will eventually turn into Skandasana, but we're going to take our time. You're going to bend a little bit deeper. Bend a little bit deeper. Keep grounding the right foot. Then reach down. Let your hands come down near your left ankle. And then guide yourself deeper into the left leg and turn your right toes up toward the sky. We'll hold there. Maybe hands in prayer or hands exalted. This is a deep bend in the left knee. Hip to heel almost. You don't have to hold your ankle. Yeah, it's okay. Either way, you go wider, you can get your foot down. Yeah, there you go. That's the expression of the pose. All right, so play with your arms here. Do what feels good. Exalting or hands in prayer, balancing. And then that pelvic floor lift, right? We got to put our hands on the floor and slowly support ourselves as we come back up to center. Good, hands onto your hips. Let's rise up on an inhale. We're going to turn our feet to face forward, and with some grace, we're going to step our feet together at the top of the mat. We'll take one more flow. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Slowly walk your hands back to your feet, coming back into that malasana, that little deep squat at the back of the mat. And earlier when we came into this pose, we had our elbows inside our knees, right? And we were pushing out and squeezing in. Let's do that again. And now this time, I want you to actually lift your hips up. Feel what that feels like. Belly button in, chest out long, right spine is long. You can feel that lift, that buoyancy in the hips. You have the ability to hold yourself up, then go ahead and put it back down. You can feel the difference in the energy, yeah? Let's go ahead and put our arms down, our hands down, yeah. And then you could make your fingers spread so you have big handprints. And then I want you to lean a little bit into your hands and then feel your arms pushing out on your knees and your knees squeezing in on your arms. Keep looking forward. Give me that straight spine. And then give me that lift in your hips and come into Bakasana. You can do it. You might just lift one foot. You might just lift the other foot. You might not lift any feet, but if you can start to feel that feeling of lifting your hips and putting weight in your hands, then you're on your way. I cannot believe how much participation there is here today. Woo! You guys are rocking it. All right, bring your feet back down. Come into a forward fold. That's it. Let's roll up nice and slow. Take your time coming up. How many of us got 1 foot or 2 feet off the ground today? Lift your hands in the air, yeah? Pretty amazing. I saw a lot of flying going on. So we're making progress. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Walk it out. We're just going to come into plank for a moment and then drop the knees. And then go ahead and have a seat back on your heels. Easiest transition I can give you. So you can sit on your heels if your knees are okay with that. If not, bring your feet around in front for simple cross legs, right? You can do either one. Because you know me, we're going to sit for a moment. Close your eyes. See if you can rewind back in your practice for a moment about an action that might have felt new to you today. Maybe you actually never did the pushing down and the reaching up. Maybe you never felt that balanced action come together in a pose. Maybe you never made the bind before, you never flew in crow before. I don't know what it was that happened today. Maybe it was the first time you ever felt your chest really open in triangle, or your feet really ground when you came up and it felt steady. I don't know exactly what that moment was for you, but pull it back into your awareness right now. And know that it's the accumulation of those moments that builds our practice. This is a practice of awareness. And yoga is asking us to pay attention. So give yourself a moment to remember what you learned. And then let your mind quiet as you turn your attention to your breath. See if you can just feel for your heart beating inside your body and your breath moving between the world around you and your internal world. When you feel ready, take a long, slow, deep breath in. Let out a little sigh, a soft, gentle one. Yeah. And then bring your feet around in front of you if they're not already. We're going to put our feet on the mat. And we're going to lean back a little. I want you to imagine that you have a ball between your knees, so your legs aren't together. Your legs are actually a few inches apart, but there's an imaginary object between your knees that you're squeezing. And then extend your arms forward and interlace your fingers. You can extend the index fingers out. That feels kind of nice. And then before we do anything, can you pull the shoulder blades back and lift your chest? That might feel you like you lift up onto the back of the sit bones. We want to kind of keep that. Keep both sit bones grounded and take a little twist to the right. Right? Don't change your hips. Just a little rotation from your waist. And make sure you keep breathing. So feet have to open up a little bit. And then imagine that you have a ball between your knees that you're squeezing. The feet have to be apart too, though. Open the feet up. Yeah. And now imagine you're squeezing a ball between your knees. Yes. You feel that midline energy. And then take it over to the other side. Just a slow switch. Can you get your feet flat on the mat? Like really ground the feet so you're not leaning back. Sit up a little bit more. Ground your feet a little bit more. Give me that little extra turn. And then return to the center. Let's just release our hands so that they face forward. Tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone, and start to round your back and lay yourself down super slow. Yeah. All right. You can leave your arms up over your head, letting the shoulders rest. Put the soles of your feet together. Let the knees drop open. How can we soften here? Let's rest where we can. Again, a moment to feel for your heartbeat and your breath. No more aligning, no more pushing, pulling, but a transition here towards surrender. A willingness to be instead of do. And then go ahead and draw your knees back up to center. Let's cross the right knee over the left knee. That's knee over knee, not ankle over knee, right? So the legs are kind of close together now. We're going to kind of close up the inseams and we're going to fold deep in the groins. We're going to bring the arms down and go ahead and squeeze your knees into your belly. Try to grab the left one and hug that one in a little tighter. And if you want to make a little adjustment here, you could actually separate your feet and pull on your feet just the tiniest bit. So it's still knee crossed over knee. Separate the feet and then try to grab a hold of each foot. So one hand here, the other hand there. Yeah, maybe, right? And if it feels like too much, don't do it, you know? Yeah, pull your toes toward your ears instead of toward the ground. And then go ahead and release your feet. Let them float straight up in the air. Just let them float there. Separate them a couple of inches. Soften the soles of your feet. Feel your back flat on the mat. Try to have them do nothing for a second. Feet floating in the air. Relax them. Let them float. That's not floating, right? Soft, soft, soft. And then really gently bend your knees. Feel the soles of your feet touch down on your mat. So you can cross the left knee over the right knee. And then go ahead and draw those into the belly. Give them a little squeeze. And that might be enough. Right? The other was just a suggestion, not a direct order, right? And so maybe you just stay like you are and you just kind of feel the deep folding in the crease of the hips. A little bit of tightness on the inseams of the legs. If you want to separate your feet and grab them, pull them toward your ears. It's kind of nice. It's a reclining Gomukhasana, Supta Gomukhasana, your cow face pose. Yep. And then from that little tug, you go ahead and release your feet and let them float up in the air, and you'll feel all that tension kind of melt away. Put an inch or two space between your legs and your feet and just soften the toes, soften the ankles. Just let them be for a second. They float there beautifully if you let them. Soften the knees a tiny bit so you're not fighting with your hamstrings. And then we'll let the knees bend and the soles of the feet touch down. Go ahead and draw both knees into the belly gently. No crossing this time. And we'll take both legs over to the right side. And a gentle twist, just for a couple of breaths. When you feel ready, you can make your way over to the other side. Just staying in that softness, as effortless as you can be. And you can start to feel the warmth that you built inside your body, and you can feel the cool breeze on your skin. What a beautiful day. Take your time as you find your way back to the center. And we will start to release everything. Just let it all go. Your arms go, your legs go. Let your head feel heavy for a moment. Let your belly feel soft. Couple of moments in the stillness. take your time and start to reintroduce your breathing. A little breath, a little movement, a little stretching. Gently blinking the eyes open, just kind of taking your time, reorganizing your body, re-establishing all of the parts, bringing them together to feel whole. So we have movement, we have breath, we have thoughts, we have feelings. All of the things that make us uniquely us. And we just kind of pull all of the pieces together and eventually come into a seated position. Okay. How are we? Yeah? You guys moved smoothly today. It was nice to see. Thank you again, as always, for coming out, for doing your work, for being so open to whatever I throw at you. You just never really know what you're going to get from me, you know? A big train. Big, long train. So maybe we can drown out the train with our Om, right? What do you think? Can we raise our voices higher than the train? Yeah. Yeah? Out there, you think you can? Yeah? So we're going to do 3 today. How about that? Bring your hands together at the heart. Sitting up nice and tall. Go ahead, fill your lungs. And we'll sound the beautiful and sacred sound of Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, perfect peace. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May the actions of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and to that freedom for all. May we continue to do our yoga practice in community. May we continue to use our yoga for good. May the yoga help us to awaken in ways that we don't even know are possible, so that we become a little bit more conscious beings on this earth, and we become part of that peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste. Namaste, namaste to everybody all around, all around. Thank you so much. Enjoy this beautiful day. Do something good with it. Rest, nourish, engage with friends, smile a lot, laugh a little, you know. 2 things going on this weekend. This afternoon, if you like yin yoga, at 2 o'clock today, Kristen is going to do yin with the sound bowls. So there's a sound bath and yin practice at 2 o'clock today. It's a special event with Kristen. And tomorrow, there was something wrong with the link for the library. So I don't know if any of you tried to register for the library tomorrow. Not the library. What am I saying? The museum. The museum. So the link was fixed on Friday. So if you would like to join me tomorrow morning at 9:30 in the Boca Raton Museum of Art, it's a community practice. We usually do about 20-25 people, so registration is limited, but there's definitely space because up until yesterday, the registration link wasn't working. So if you would like to join me, that's 9:30 tomorrow. doing our healing art amongst the creative visual arts. It's a beautiful setting, and I really love the idea that our community can be supporting art and creativity. It's a non-profit art museum, and it has beautiful collections, so come out and join us tomorrow, 9:30. I hope I see you there. I have